How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Everything just changed. I realize that sounds crazy because how can everything change again completely? But we just had a massive event, the Bitcoin halving. And this is a massive catalyst for Bitcoin. We also have some other news that I have to cover, but a lot of people don't understand how big this is. Yes, the price isn't moving much right now. Keep in mind, just a few days ago, we were 6-7% lower, but this is a massive change to cryptocurrency, to Bitcoin specifically. I want to cover that. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video here at Token 2049 for just a couple more days, but I plan on making a video talking about everything that I'm seeing behind the scenes. So hit subscribe so you can be on the lookout for that, because that will give you some insights that you wouldn't have otherwise into cryptocurrency. There are going to be links underneath the video as well to Margex in case you want to trade cryptocurrency using leverage. You can do that over on Margex with no KYC. So you don't have to put in a lot of personal information. You can just start trading. I really like the setup. It's powered by TradingView, and they're very responsive. So if you have any questions, usually you can reach out to a real person within a minute on the website. You can see this little button down here. You can literally write them and say, hey, I need your help with this. Boom, someone responds to you in real life, not a robot. There's also a link to Blowfin. I was at the Blowfin party just a few days ago. Really good people. I think they're going to be a huge exchange. Also, they just revamped their trading view, or their UI. So definitely check this out underneath the video as well. No KYC there either. Now, let's move over to Bitcoin. You can see Bitcoin's price sitting right around 64.1. Okay, so we are up a little bit over the last few days, but still off of the highs. Now, what exactly is happening? Well, we did have the Bitcoin halving. You can see here, it's official. 0 blocks remaining. We also saw some massive rewards paid. Over 30 Bitcoin in rewards paid, or a fee in one of the blocks in the last 24 hours. So someone just paid like 10x the fee or 10x the block reward for a fee. Just absolutely nuts. Someone needed that transaction done very quickly. I think they mistyped something there, but they paid 30 Bitcoin. It was huge. We're going to see miners get paid fees in the future more and more, even as the block rewards come down, which will offset some of the block rewards getting cut down. But right now, this is really big. I want to explain why being cut down to 3.125 is really big. And I need to cover some other stuff too, but I guess let's start here. Right? With the block reward getting cut down, instead of 6.25 Bitcoin, 3.125, obviously every about 10 minutes there's 3 less Bitcoin that's going to be sold on the market. It's pretty obvious to most people to understand the halving, what that means. Now Bitcoin is more scarce than gold. As a lower stock to float, it actually is less inflationary than gold. And we know exactly what it's going to be. I think of the Bitcoin halving as a kind of like a new ETF. Let's frame it this way. It's slightly different, but it's like a new ETF that's going to buy 450 Bitcoin a day. They're never going to sell. Like, they're just not. It's impossible for them to sell. They're going to buy 450 every day like clockwork. Every 10 minutes they're buying 3.125 Bitcoin. They're never going to sell. You never have to worry about them dumping. You also know that in about 4 years, they're going to say, hey, instead of buying 3.125 Bitcoin every 10 minutes, we're going to buy even more. We're going to buy about 4.6 Bitcoin. Then after that, we're going to buy even more, maybe 5.4. And that continues every 4 years forever. It's just this massive buyer. And we've talked about it, in 40 years, there's going to be less than 1 Bitcoin a day mined. So it is kind of crazy when you just think this is certainty. A lot of people in investing crave certainty. They want everything exactly how they want it. Like Netflix went down 8% the other day after really good earnings, after really good numbers, after really good profitability, but they fell down because they said that they weren't going to give subscriber numbers every quarter. A lot of other companies already do that. They don't give all their numbers all the time. They announce major milestones. But people didn't like that. There's uncertainty. So they sold off the stock. It went down 8%, even though they had one of the best quarters they've ever had. So people crave certainty in investing. And what is the Bitcoin halving? It's certainty. Certainty that half the new coins will come to the supply instead of the full amount. And again, that is basically cutting down the selling pressure. Now, I want to talk about some other things that are happening right now, but first, a word from Exverse. Now, another cryptocurrency that I'm watching is Exverse. This is a first-person shooter powered by AI and Unreal Engine 5. It's incubated by BYDFI and KuCoin Labs. And the difference between this cryptocurrency and a lot of the other gaming cryptos, this is free to play, and they're really focusing on actual skills. They're not just saying you need to buy bigger and bigger NFTs, better and better NFTs. No, it's focusing on pure skill-based gameplay, which kind of brings the fun and skill back to gaming and probably will make it have a better effect and more people want to buy into playing it. Not actually buy it, but actually want to play the game. They've raised $3 million. They have partnerships with Immutable, BSC, and Merit Circle. They have 80K alpha signups, and like I said, they're free to play with no Web3 integration required. There are a couple big dates here very soon, so by the time you see this, the alpha tournament has probably already started, but they are launching through CeDeFi on April 15. They're also partnering with ChainGPT and GameFi pads as well, but their initial exchange offerings are April 24th for Gate and Mexi, and they do plan on launching on Bybit as well. So if this is something that you are interested in, I would go follow their links underneath the video. They are a partner of the channel. Follow their links, learn more about them on their Twitter page and on their website. You can see if you want to do a little bit more due diligence then, and whether you want to invest. Thank you so much. Let's keep moving. Okay, now let's take a look at the Bitcoin ETFs. The final inflows for yesterday was actually plus 60 million. So this is the best day that we've seen in a while. The ETFs bought a net of 940 Bitcoin on halving day. You can see right here, BlackRock was a big part of that. Fidelity, even bigger, 55 million bought, or 853 Bitcoin. ARK 21 shares bought about 13 million. And then we had VanEck sell and GBTC sell. But for GBTC, it wasn't that bad a day. It was about $46 million worth of Bitcoin, which is really bad by all other measures. But compared to what they have sold every day, it's not terrible. 713 Bitcoin sold, so a net of $60 million worth of Bitcoin, or 940 Bitcoin. Now, the crazy thing about this is Mr. 100 continues to buy as well. Over the last 30 days, he's been buying hundreds of Bitcoin a day. Now that we only have 450 Bitcoin mined each day, he's buying over half of the new supply every single day. That doesn't account for the ETFs. That doesn't account for some of the other players either. Now, let's go back here. Just make sure there's nothing new. It is very early in the US, but I think we just have to talk about where Bitcoin is right now. What's the next catalyst? So let's move back over here. So obviously a lot of people were watching the Bitcoin halving. When there's a big event like this and people don't see the next event on the horizon, sometimes they get freaked out and a sell the news event happens where there's not another massive catalyst and then we fall down. Keep in mind there are a lot of buyers though that want to buy Bitcoin. We've been stuck in this range from 59.5 up to 74. We haven't had rate cuts yet. We also have had the ETFs kind of slow down their buying, which some people think is a negative. You could also take it as a positive, which is, hey, we've still stuck in this range, even with GBTC selling a lot, and they're through half their Bitcoin. BlackRock is going to flip above GBTC at some point, right? And even though there's not some catalyst right on the horizon, we do still have the ETFs buying up Bitcoin, and they are planning on putting it in some of their other ETFs. So BlackRock's going to put it in 2 other ETFs at some point. So if the price gets too low, maybe they say, hey, this is a good opportunity. We're going to buy in, and that's kind of the new narrative, which is we're going to have BlackRock put Bitcoin in 50 different ETFs and just buy it significantly every single day. And we know that just fundamentally, Bitcoin has changed. I said everything has changed in the title. Bitcoin has changed the game with half of the new supply coming to the market. So there's a lot less selling pressure. That will have an effect over time. So while there maybe isn't something that people are looking at right now, maybe the next thing is rate cuts. Maybe the next thing is just significant buying pressure over time. We know typically Bitcoin does really well after the halving. I think the smallest increase that we've had over the halving was last halving, and it was 800%. So yeah, I think we'd be happy with a $480,000 Bitcoin, or actually $500,000 now. Let me know your thoughts on this underneath the video. Again, you can check out Exverse underneath the video as well. Also, there are links to Margex and to Blowfin and to CoinW as well. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I will see you in the next video. Bye.